Okay. Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Testing.
Okay.
Yes. Well, then I doing that all along.
This, right?
It's delayed.
Is this or this? Which one it is?
Mira con el-
That's my phone.
Oh, you're live.
Oh, we live, so we going to the intro or nothing no more. So let's go. Just dive right in, right? So, guys, we just want to welcome you to Let's Talk. Welcome you back. Thank you, guys, who may have stuck around. We had a lot of technical difficulties. We usually run late, but we don't run this late. So we just want to apologize and just thank you for those of you who did stick around. Like you're saying, this is Let's Talk. Welcome to Let's Talk on this beautiful, well, it's a stormy Tuesday night. It ain't beautiful no more, but anyway,
Still be beautiful.
any day is still beautiful. Yeah. Those of us who love the stormy weather, but we're running on. We then press for time. And so welcome to Let's Talk. I'm your host, Jason, with my co-host,
Cheryl.
just Cheryl. And yeah, Let's Talk. You all know the drill. We like to try to talk about things that matter to you, and come up with solutions. So we have more action and less talk. Today, we're talking about customer service. And it's good customer service and bad customer service. And we all deserve good customer service. But we should also give it, and how we carry ourselves, we shouldn't visit any establishments with bad attitudes and expect, well, I guess we could expect it, but it's you should give it as well. You want to have it in return, go into the establishment with a good attitude, and then maybe you might get it back. But whether you go in there with a good attitude or not, you are good customer service should be automatically given.
Yes.
So Cheryl, you chime in on this.
Like I was saying earlier, sharing with Jason, and of course, how we started talking earlier, I was excited to hear that this is the topic that we're going to be discussing this evening, because customer service is so important, but it's just a sore point for a lot of people, because as it relates to customer service, I believe that the world has gone mad. Our culture, where we live, we have gone mad. We no longer see at least experience the value of customer service. And when we think about customer service, it's simply just fulfilling the customer's needs and expectations. And that's all it is. And if you're spending your money, if you're spending your time someplace, you are, like Jason said, automatically supposed to get good customer service. And it shouldn't be you get lucky when you get good customer service, or it shouldn't be a situation where you're surprised. I know, maybe just yesterday, I went someplace and I got very good customer service, and I couldn't stop talking or thinking about it, because this is not normal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Usually bad customer service was the thing that that stands out, but now good customer service stands out because it's rare. And you can easily tell when you enter a place how the customer, as a matter of fact, I can tell by the parking lot, Jason. Sometimes when you pull up to some place, if they're offering service or they're selling any kind of goods or anything, and you notice you have the manager and whoever parking space very close to the building, I can tell that these people don't care about their customers. Because if you care about customers, your manager and employees parking space supposed to be at the back. They come to work and they're there for hours, and they don't need to be parked
Truth.
in the front.
Truth.
Your customers are supposed to have the priority parking
Truth.
spot. So I look at these things. I look at the countenance of persons as you walk into the room. Is customer service given immediately? Do you have to wait for the person? Oh, I went to a food store a couple of years ago, and the person was on the phone talking about a show that they're watching, and they finish their conversation before they turn to serve me. And this is the kind of thing that we have to. And I say have to, and I guess we'll talk about that in a minute. Why do we have to put up with this? Why do we have to put up with this? We don't have to put up with this. But people who supply goods and services that they feel like we need, and especially the ones that supply it at a very reasonable cost, they feel like we're not going to go anywhere else.
Right.
But I tell you one thing, Jason, for me personally, I'd rather do without.
Yeah.
I will do without something because I refuse to give someone my money and get poor service.
I've done it.
Yes.
There's this. I have dogs,
Mhm.
right? And this person had at the time had the best price on dog food.
Mhm.
And listen to me, they rubbed me the wrong way, and I was not quiet about it
Right.
because I am not quiet about good customer service. So I definitely, if I ain't quiet about good, if I can speak about the good, I should be able to speak about the bad, right?
Absolutely.
I definitely blasted them,
Yes.
but I blast and I stopped giving them my business.
Of course.
And mind you, that was a good $10 difference,
Mhm.
from where I would get it from. But hold on, they say it's the principle of the matter,
Exactly.
and customer service can make and break a business.
Mhm.
But sadly enough, people take that for granted.
Yes.
Like you said, they make it sound, they make you feel like they're doing you a favor
Yes.
by taking your money.
Mhm.
The audacity!
Yes.
You doing me a favor and taking my money? No.
Yes.
Listen, I would like to ask these people, first, before we even go there, who do you blame for when you had that experience? The
I-
person was on the
I
phone.
blame the owners because people have to be trained. And a lot of persons are hiring young persons now because they know they have to pay them. Well, they can pay them minimum wage, but they don't train people. And like I said before, a lot of places like supermarkets, they feel like people have to buy food. People need food. So you can't really boycott food for the most part. So people are going to always come. And a lot of places feel that if they don't get your money, they will get someone else's money.
Correct.
Because in our culture, we don't boycott stuff. We
Correct.
complain about it to one or
Right.
two persons. We don't even confront the people.
Correct.
And sometimes it doesn't matter because I was in a place and I asked to see the manager, and the manager was more rude than
I
the
could tell you
person than the person
I
who
could
was
tell you
serving me.
I
So sometimes these managers and owners need training. But for the most part, you can tell the difference between a stakeholder in the company because they will treat you differently than just someone who is working for someone else.
Cheryl, I witnessed a tourist,
Mhm.
because we were a tourist-driven economy.
We still are.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Not the way we treat people, but anyway.
Yes.
So I witnessed this tourist this at a fast food joint. This girl talked to this tourist so bad, and I said to her, I was vexed. I say, listen, I wish you talked to me like that. I was so upset. I took it the
Wow.
next step. I found out who the manager was, right?
Mhm.
And I went and found the manager, thinking I'd have some results. And then I left there saying, now
why.
I see why
Yes.
they act the way they act.
Mhm.
Some of these businesses, like you said, they need training themselves.
Mhm.
But if we don't hold them accountable, us, the consumers,
Mhm.
like you said, we complain in our corners. We
Right.
complain to people who can't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
So what's the difference?
But
Okay.
nothing will happen. Nothing will change, Jason, because in that situation, you stop buying dog food from this place.
Mhm.
That's just you.
That's only me.
And they can still thrive
Mhm.
without your money.
Yes.
But what about everyone else who continues to go there? Because, like I said before, we're not going to boycott, and people are not going to put the effort into training. Sometimes training your people means that you may have to close down your place early one day and put a couple of hours into training. And you may lose a couple of dollars that way, but you will definitely gain more money
Exactly.
by training your person so that they can keep the customers.
Listen, me, I pay extra money
Mhm.
for good customer
I
service.
agree. Me too. I would.
I would pay for
I
it.
would.
But there's people who do the opposite. They'll take bad customer service because the price is right.
Yes.
And listen to
Yes.
me. I know of a good man that people could cook.
Mhm.
And their food, the price is right.
Yes.
And there's lines out the wazoo.
Mhm.
People waiting on the food. But while the people, almost the consensus, while the people are waiting, everybody out there complaining. And all he has, boy, if this food doesn't taste this good, I would never be here. If this food didn't taste, I wouldn't be here. And sadly, those
I don't
people,
care how good the food
their
is.
service ain't never change because
No.
they're making their money.
Exactly.
You understand? The product is so good that they can afford to buy customer service. You can have some mess.
And you know what's worse too in our culture though, Jason? I could be someone in the customer service environment. Let's say we're both customers in a place. The person is being rude to you. It doesn't affect me, so I don't care.
Exactly.
And we don't care until we are affected. It
Yes.
doesn't matter how many people someone could treat poorly. Until they treat us poorly, we're fine. We're just going about our business.
Yes, and that's how we,
Mhm.
sadly enough, that's how Bahamians are. We
Yes.
don't move until it touch our doorstep.
Thank you.
And then we
That's
want to
that.
bring the world down and we want
Mhm.
everybody to rally with us because it's not happening to us.
Yes.
Now the world has to stop.
Because
know,
it's happening to
but-
us, but it happened to a thousand.
Right, you watch it
persons
happen to other
before.
people, but you couldn't feel it. You
Right.
didn't appreciate it.
Right.
And I just want to read, because I put out a poll, not a
Mhm.
poll, I tried to be proactive. I tried to be Professor
Right.
Senorita Cheryl, I
Yeah,
put out
but
the
I have to
question.
try so hard.
Yeah, I put the question out and I asked about it. I got some good feedback.
Okay.
One friend said, customer service in Bahamas is very poor. Many people have the attitude that they are entitled and seems to struggle with empathizing
Mhm.
with customers due to prevalence of nepotism and cronyism. Many organizations have insensitive employees where selfishness and egotism abound. It is difficult to find individuals with good listening and understanding and communication skills. The overall attitude seems to be I'm being paid, I'm doing you a favor.
Yes. Mhm.
So, and then another one has, okay, for me, oh, sorry, almost read the wrong script,
Oops, don't do that.
wrong script, wrong text. So they're saying not at the standard it ought to be in this country. That depends on tourism. Personally, I feel the lack of proper training on the job, education, and accountability plays a major factor. When customs
Yes,
make
clearly.
complaints on who is responsible for addressing and disciplining the offenders. When customers make complaints, who is responsible for addressing and disciplining the offenders? With the poor service being given, I am not in support of the automatic gratuity. Oh, that's the other part of the topic. What do you feel about the automatic gratuity? You have
Well, that's just in specific service industry related areas where the automatic gratuity, and that definitely should be a no-no. But we'll talk about that a little later.
mhm,
That definitely should be a no-no because I am tipping you for poor service.
exactly,
Why do I have to give you good service if I am going to be tipped anyway?
exactly.
So that is definitely a no-no. But another thing too is I feel this is something that I've practiced, which is not good. I tip so I could get good service because I know that it is not a guarantee, and it should be a guarantee, but because it's
That's
not,
sad. You got to pay for it.
I tip so I can get good service.
Wow. Okay.
That is really sad.
So another commenter says, I think that the level of customer service has been on the decline for some time now, and it has gotten worse because of the automatic gratuity. Your server, don't have to exert themselves because they know they will be tipped anyway.
Mhm.
I personally tip based on the service I receive from the server, and it's wrong to force me to reward poor service. The only recourse I have is to not patronize that business ever again.
Mhm.
And that's what a lot of us do. We would not go to that service. Like I said about the dog
Well, we
food,
would
right?
not say anything because
Right.
sometimes if you say something, some supervisors would do something about it. They would make a difference if you say something.
And
I
I feel
and usually the sad thing is this is everywhere. Poor service is it's in every facet of customer service of the customer service industry.
yes,
From hospitals to schools to restaurants, food stores, everywhere
Everywhere,
you go, you're
customer
getting
facing.
licked left, right, and center
Poor
from
service.
just poor service. And it's especially you know, if when you think about some place like the hospital, you're already sick, and
Mm.
you're being treated poorly. You already sick.
double the dose.
Right. And when you, even in our culture, these prices are stiff. Things aren't cheap here. So
Exactly.
we're paying all of this money for something,
Paying
and
to
then
get
you
treated
still
bad.
have someone treating you poorly. Now we have a few people who are doing it right. And like I said, just yesterday I got very good customer service from a company. And I want to mention, I think I should mention their names because so many people are doing it wrong. So like Freeport Decorators, I was so impressed with their customer service, and I want to continue. I want to encourage them to keep up the good work because so many people are not doing it right. And I hope that we get it right. Start training people. You know, training is not that hard. You have plenty training on YouTube that people could do for free.
Right.
You know,
People are active. I
and
mean, it
hold
costs you nothing.
your employees accountable.
Let me read another one. They say good customer service. Customer service is good depending on the following: where you go,
Mhm.
whether you are a tourist or not, and your parents.
Mm.
Say, in my opinion, receiving great service should not be circumstantial, but rather automatic. I can tell you what is automatic though: gratuity percentage. This should not be. Gratuity is the way we show appreciation of a service given and possibly a form of encouragement to continue good service. If this is given automatically, there's no need for the workers to perform at their best. Unfortunately, this also contributes to the sense of entitlement of our people here in the Bahamas.
Mhm.
Additionally,
That is true.
we, the customers, are expected to tip. Everything has gone up. At least I would feel better spending my money if I got superb customer service.
Absolutely.
That's like what you were saying. We
Yes.
then got to spend the money
Right.
and we getting poor service.
Mhm.
But like you said, we talk, we complain
Mhm.
to people who can't do anything about it,
Right.
or we stop patronizing the business. None of that is fixing it.
No. So
We-
what should we do then, Jason?
I feel we should, just how we could talk people business,
Mhm.
we go and we talk to the business
Absolutely.
and speak to them and say, hey, this is the service I got.
Mhm.
I'm spending my money and I expected better.
Mhm.
We don't have to go around and fight,
Right.
We don't have to return evil for you, but we need to say something about it. We need to do something about it because it's
I
not going to
agree.
get any better. We get, I am one, I love to promote good customer service,
Right.
and I can shoot you if you do bad too.
Mhm.
The one place I always is get 99% of the time I get good customer service.
Mhm.
5 Palms gas station.
Yes.
Boy, those boys, they
Yes.
train those guys right.
Yes.
I don't want to get in to start calling names because I get good customer service a lot.
Right.
Also, I get some bad customer
Must be a
service.
guy thing.
Yeah, maybe I demand that. You see, they look at me and say, no, I got to give him good customer
Yeah.
service. You know why though?
Drives a nice
You know
Jeep.
why? Because I give good customer service.
Oh, that's why.
I
It should be a guarantee no matter how you look.
Exactly.
No matter what. And that's the thing too, you know, we treat people based on how they look. A
So
lot
how
of
I look,
times we
Cheryl?
do.
What are you
A lot
alluding
of
to,
times
Cheryl?
we do. Pardon me?
What are you alluding to, Cheryl? How do I
I'm
look?
not alluding to anything. I'm actually agreeing with the person on the phone. Why don't you ask them what they were alluding to then? No, but we do. So you're always clean and well put together. So people will treat you accordingly. But if on any given day, you
Mhm.
know, you're out and you're not looking your best, then you ought to be treated the best regardless.
Regardless.
But another place too, and why can't we call places name? Because there's so many people not doing it well. Why don't we just call the places who are doing it well? Just those.
Mhm.
Well, Save More. They used to be very, very good. I think they're still okay. They're not
Save
as
More, yeah,
good
Save
as-
More.
You know, I used to be like, when I'm not feeling too happy about myself, I'll go and Save More so they could say, hi, welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Yes.
welcome. Have a good day. Thank you for coming.
Yes, and you know, they were a lot more genuine back then than they are now, but they're still doing it. You know,
You hold on. You can't fake it to make it. You
the
got to fake it
effort-
to make it.
the effort is there. You can
Right.
see places that make the effort, places that make the effort. You know, but we have so many other places that like as we said before, that are not making any effort at all, and you walk in there. And it's not just, but I'm not even talking about people who go in places and want people to change their policy
Mhm.
and change just to suit their needs. But you know, of course, there are times too, though, when you have policies that actually go against what customers really really want or that would satisfy customers, and you have to bend things a bit if you can, just to please that customer. If they're in situations in customer service, you can do that as well. But I'm not talking about those extenuating circumstances. I'm just talking about just the daily visit. You can provide even a good. You can go to buy an item and you can get the item. But that's a customer service. Or you can get the item and get a good feeling to go with it. And that's what good customer service is. When you walk out of that place saying, I like that.
You feel valued.
Yes.
You know, you're not just a dollar.
And
to
you're
them.
more than willing to go back
Right,
and spend your money.
because they put the effort, they make you feel valued, like they actually wanted you there.
Yes.
Not they're doing you a favor. And so much businesses do that. Now, when you go, you said there's so many places that do give you bad service. Why are you of the opinion that we shouldn't say anything publicly about those places, or should you blast them? Because if we can publicly give good kudos, why can't we publicly?
It's just something it's a personal belief of mine. I promote positivity, and negative people don't get too much of my energy, or negative places, so I wouldn't give them my attention right now. But I have my ways of dealing with places like that. And for me, I usually either I don't go back or I say something. I'm a person who you'll always hear me asking to see the manager or to speak with the manager. I'm always going to ask, because a lot of times people, you'll find people who say they can't do anything about it. For example, I just called a lab to make an appointment, and I'm the customer, and I'm asking, and what I'm asking is not too much. And I was getting the runaround, and I asked to speak with the manager, and she was nicer, but she couldn't do much for me. I'm not going there to spend my money. I will find somewhere else, because once you're not a monopoly, then I will find somewhere else. And I think that's what we all need to do. Let people know that we're not taking it. We will find somewhere else. When there was just one phone company or one something, we had to put up with it. We had to take the nonsense. But now there's another one. So the first one now is doing so much better with customer service. And that's how it works.
Listen, competition, the consumer wins. Competition is good. I would never blast it, because I believe everybody should be performing to win the customer. Now, do you believe this, that the customer is always right?
The customer isn't always right, but the customer must feel. You can allow the customer to feel as if they're right.
Really?
And there's so many ways to deal with that. Yes, you can allow that customer to feel satisfied even if their needs aren't met.
I don't believe a customer is always right. I believe the customer should always be treated right.
Yes.
Because customers then are misinformed. And some customers are rude. Some customers come inside looking to cause problems so they can get something. I've come across these type of people. But there are proper ways to deal with that.
Right. That's why you have to be trained, because you have to expect. You see, it's easy to deal with a nice customer.
Yes.
It's easy to deal with nice people.
Yes.
But it takes a little more out of you. It takes more training to deal with someone who's difficult. And everybody who's in customer service must be trained how to deal with a difficult customer or a difficult person and still be able to get that person's business.
Yes.
Because it's easy to get a first-time customer, It's the second-time customer that's a win.
Correct.
It's
repeat
quite
business.
easy. Exactly.
Repeat
That's
business.
where you get the win. Repeat business. And that is dependent on how you let that person walk away. You allow them to feel when they walk away from you.
So many businesses out there, they may have a good idea, but they're losing because of their customer service.
Yes.
And not because you have a good idea means you should execute that. You may need help as well to flesh that out. You can't. There's certain procedures and certain steps you have, and training for a business. I cut my sentence before. There's certain things you should do for a successful business. Training your employees or getting training for yourself on how to deal with customers is one of them. That should be number one on your list. And I don't know any businesses right now that are not customer driven. Right? There are some, but I can't think of any right now, right? So this should be like how they do the Bahama host. Anybody who's dealing with tourists, they make them do those courses.
Right.
But man, you opening up a business, you selling whatever, you trying to you consuming, dealing with consumer, they should make that mandatory. And if you want your business to succeed, you have to know how to give good customer service. Not to just get it, you got to know how to give it.
Right.
Because a lot of us know how to probably say what we want to get,
Mhm.
We want to be treated, but can you
Yes.
actually give that?
Yes, because a lot of persons who want good customer service, you're in customer service industry and don't don't give good customer service. And believe it or not, even if you're a teacher or an administrator, your parents and the students are customers,
Yes, definitely.
and they still must be treated a certain way.
You have a product.
So you have different levels, different types of customers, but every customer should be treated well. You know.
Yeah.
So but Jason, we never told everyone who to call, what
That's
to call,
right.
and yes,
We
we're
took it for
operating
granted, and I'm
today.
wondering
Yeah.
why, why we ain't getting no calls or no comments. Maybe because we ain't telling them to call. So guys,
It's not on the screen.
guys,
Yes, it is.
it's there. It's rolling
Mhm.
right beneath
Yes.
the screen, and hey, the line is yours. So if you got something to say, a story you want to add, if you want to come and tell us about a bad experience you had, or even
Yes.
a good one, you want to give a shout out to your business. Hey, shameless plugs right now. You call and tell us about your business and
Shameless
tell us how good your service is. Let us
Yes.
know about it. You call in and big it up or big up
Mhm.
a customer service representative. Oh, so the number before I go on, 352-8255.
Mhm.
Like, subscribe, share.
Mhm.
I remember I was out buying some tickets on Valeria. Oh, and listen to me. Valeria service, listen.
Awesome. I was just saying to myself, if Bahamians just 1 week, if we were all to boycott Valeria
Valeria,
for 1 week,
we need to make
they
them feel
would
it.
come begging.
Hey, the
I
spirit
think
revealed that
ticket
to me.
prices would go down. I'm telling you, they're awful. They treat us so poorly, and
Listen,
we just,
Sheriff,
just
I was
run
sitting here-
back like little
I
suckers.
was sitting here rocking my brain trying to think of a bad customer service. I
Oh,
honestly, I was trying to
it's
think, right?
Easy. I can come up with a
And
thousand.
I was trying to think of a name but will be unanimous, right? Because I ain't scared to call this name because
Oh, yeah.
Valeria done rubbed me wrong so many times.
Yeah,
and I
they,
keep
they
going
can't
back,
sue us for
right?
slander because
And-
we're just going to share
right.
our experience.
I
And we
just
can
share an
get
experience.
10,000 other people.
Right. And the service I got, listen, I ain't gonna tell you that because it might point directly to that person, but I'm gonna tell you about the company. That was so poor. I mean, listen, I had to write the email and they just treat us like we're garbage.
Yes,
Like we're not
I've seen
keeping
it.
that boat afloat.
yes. I've seen it.
They shut the door on me and they opened the door for the tourists.
Oh, shit.
Cold,
You
live.
have a-
I could
didn't
not
have your
believe
haircut?
that. And then they can tell me the excuse, oh, they was here before and they had to go get something done with their passport. I say, I was here before I drop off my family as well. So I had to go and get,
Mhm.
so what's the difference between me and them? But you know what it was? Like the commenter said, depends on if you're a tourist, how you look. See, my color wasn't the right color,
In
you
your
see?
own country.
Even though I look lighter than a lot of my folks, I still ain't light
Mhm.
enough.
Okay, we're done with that.
So, but I went to Valeria because I still going back with them because guess why? So they take that by cheaply because the price was right. So the
Shameful.
price is right.
So all this talk. You just have to
I called them for 2 years.
2 years
2 years
on your own.
on my own.
That makes no
My
sense.
family.
You alone. You
No. I sent my emails out and I said,
You should
You
have
know,
told me. I would have boycotted them.
"Man,
too.
you whatever, but pure talk, pure." Because when I used to tell y'all, let's go and march in front of Freeport Power because of the high prices is written. No, 15 ounces out there, and you wasn't there.
I don't know anything
Okay,
about
then.
it. When are you
But-
going again? I'll be there next.
Oh, whatever. Y'all full of talk. But so I went back to get my tickets again. I think it was last year, and this young lady was so pleasant. I don't remember her name, but I was on Facebook at the time, and I put her name out there.
Are you sure they were
Because
malaria?
worked with this young lady, and I think she was only there. She's very new. She went above and beyond. You understand? I think I tip her. I hope I tip her because
I hope you did.
I hope I tip her. Yeah, all this talk because I couldn't believe the service I got. She went, answered the question. She didn't. The question when she didn't have the answer, she went and got the answer for me.
Yes.
And something I needed. I was leaving. All I hear say, no, sir, come. She went and got it for me. That I could not believe that was service above and beyond. So Valeria isn't all bad. It isn't all bad. I had a good experience with them. But there's good and bad services, but we need to say something
Yes,
and not
you
just
have
say
to
something.
say
We need to
something.
do something about it because how else we can change?
Mhm.
When at my place of business, whenever a customer complained to me and tell me that they had a bad experience with something, I say, listen to me. I'm going to try to do it, but who did you tell about it?
Mhm.
Send an email in. Because how do you expect us to change
Mhm.
if you don't make us know about it? Don't just tell me, because that could come in my ear and go on the next.
Right.
Write emails. I always encourage people to write emails when they have bad
Mhm.
experiences. And then I also encourage them to write the good emails because that
Yeah,
helps with the
that's true.
customers.
There
That
should
helps
be
with the
balance.
business.
Mhm.
So I try to be balanced.
Mhm.
So, but we need to speak about it, talk about it to the right people. Not just be complaining in our little corners, suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Let's get this word out to who needs to hear it. So, Cheryl, what else you got to say? I've been talking too long.
No, I wanted to say too that we're more powerful in numbers. Your $1 might not make a difference, but my $1 with your $1, Jason's $1 with our
Definitely.
$1, and everybody else's $1. We are powerful together. So we need to be more vocal about the bad service that we're getting, and make sure that people understand that we are in control. The customer is in control. And
Definitely.
even the students. At a certain school, sometimes the kids complain about, even things at the tuck shop. And I
Mhm.
said, if you decide not to buy it and your friend decides not to buy it and the other friend decides not to buy it, eventually we can't sell that thing anymore.
Mhm.
I said, you are powerful, but
Mm.
you're not powerful alone. And that's something we must understand, as customers.
Listen to me. Something just was revealed to me in the spirit.
Mhm.
Politics. All what she said just now applies directly
Oh
to
my gosh,
politics.
we're not talking about
Hey,
politics right
we
now.
are customers,
Oh,
and
boy.
the politicians are the business owners.
Oh boy.
And if they're giving us crappy service, and we always complain about the bad service they're giving us, why we keep going back to their shop? Why we keep buying from these same people who keep treating us bad?
Thank God, saved by the bell.
So
Thank
we
you,
have a
caller.
call. Welcome to Let's Talk, caller. We're glad to have you. You're live.
Hello, Let's Talk. It's a pleasure to hear y'all talking about customer service. Because this is one of those conversations I think we can't have enough of.
Definitely.
And boy, so the point that I wanted to raise was customer service. You have the good, you have the bad, and then you have the downright ugly, right?
Mhm.
There are times when I can deal with bad customer service, but when you can talk about me, talk about how you want to serve me, how you off and looking at your watch and say, oh, that person must think and do that they spell. And you saying all of this stuff right in front of me as a customer. I experienced that recently. Now, mind you, I was wrong. So, I have a small name, right?
Mhm.
I nearly my trip back home to visit, but there was a lady worked with the Margaritaville at sea. I think her name is Wanda. Wanda? I'm not certain, but it's something like that. That young lady went above and beyond. Took a really bad situation and made it so wonderful.
That's good.
So, despite me being wrong and a few other customers that were there, we got there just after the doors had closed, right? But she allowed us. They called for her because we were pleading. She let us in, and then she asked us to go upstairs so that we could be processed before the boat left. It was not their policy, but she went above and beyond to make sure that those customers got onto the vessel, were processed, etc. She had a line of persons who were there. Now, mind you, people still inside waiting because they're waiting on documentation for either passing for kids who didn't have the proper passport or something, and they had to call and get information back. And so people were in there waiting. They were still processing people. But this particular lady, she took it upon herself. She went above and beyond, and she dealt with those passengers who came in after the door was closed, probably about 10% by herself. She was a supervisor. She was a supervisor and doing the work of the line staff simply because the line staff, they told her point blank to her face. And no, they told us to our face, oh, she must be a process y'all by herself.
Wow.
I could not believe
Wow.
that is a
That's
poor customer service from such a. You would think that that's an organization that should
Right,
be
that's a big company.
investing in customer in their employees
$10
to
million
good
company.
service. Now maybe with I wouldn't say that it's the the color of my skin because you know I was still light too.
Yeah, yeah, little light.
But it was an interesting experience, right? But the point of takeaway was sometimes I will deal with customer service, but when you, as the person providing it, are going to stand there and talk about it in a nasty way in front of the
Yes.
customers, that's a different level
Yes.
of bad customer service.
Yes.
So you all need to talk to address some businesses with regard to how that
Okay.
affects the customer.
Wow.
Thank you so
That-
much.
that is-
We appreciate that.
Mhm.
You always add a good spin to talk. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
That is pretty blatant.
Listen,
That is, and here we are. I mean, you know, we're talking about smaller companies,
listen.
but that's a company that can afford to train
Yeah,
their
that's right.
customers. But that doesn't mean necessarily that these people aren't trained, you know. There must be, when I look at things like that, these people must have some reason why they could take that liberty. That means they're
How they
being
feel so
they're-
comfortable being so
exactly.
nasty.
that means they're being supported
Yes,
in
in
that
some
decision by
way.
someone in management.
They're not a threat. They don't feel threatened that their
They
job
don't
will
feel
be
threatened
threatened.
at all.
Right.
Exactly.
But you say she wanted to speak. The same Valeria again.
Mhm.
Listen, the manager now, our travel agent, and why I think I already finished with Valeria. No, that's why I could talk so. I don't think I going back to it. And, hey, and then come Christmas,
But
I right there on the boat.
You'll be right there.
But anyway,
You'll be right
I
there.
remember this is a recent, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, before COVID or during COVID, whatever it was.
Mhm.
Some mix up with the ticket dates. We
Mhm.
went up on the wrong day. We thought we were supposed to sail one day. Happened we were supposed to sail days earlier.
Mhm.
So we're trying to get on. The ticket agents, all of them were very nice to us. Oh, y'all gonna be able to get on. They're assuring me and the wife, y'all gonna be able to get on. Just talk to the manager there. She can get y'all on. Y'all gonna be straight. They're assuring us
Mhm.
because the boat didn't seem to be that full. Even if it was full, apparently they must just deal with this.
Right.
She can get y'all on. That woman ain't acknowledged me yet. I stand up in front and I trying to look pretty and smiling and I look impressive, hoping she look in my face and see the humbleness and just smile on me and say, oh Lord, I feel sorry for them.
Mhm.
This woman ain't acknowledged. She look up, oh, I busy. She like, and thing is, in another capacity, she was very nice to me
Mhm.
because she needed a little something from me, right?
Wow.
I was working.
So she
so
forgot
she-
that? She
Yeah,
forgot you?
yeah, because like she didn't see me for a while. I guess she don't need me no more. So
Right.
she ain't got to be nice to me. But the woman was so, boy, that hurt me. That hurt me to my core because I could have sworn we would have gotten on. We looking forward to traveling.
Yes.
And the woman just didn't, because the two reps told us, oh yeah, she can be able to get you all on.
Wow.
They assured us, and we went to this woman, and I stand up there looking pitiful, got my puppy dog eyes on, and I smiling, and I being humble, and I waiting
Mhm.
patiently, and I watching, they calling people from the back, and they do the same thing for one woman.
Mhm.
I say, oh, if they do that for her,
Right.
it's only us two. They can do it for. They did it for her and her child. I think they can do it for me too.
Mhm.
Especially how she didn't know my face. That woman ain't acknowledged me, and when she look up at me, oh, I busy, and she dance round until the boat door closed.
Wow.
And I was
That
like,
must have
I
been
could
hurtful.
not believe that. And when the reps were walking up, y'all get straight, right? I said, straight where? We going straight home. I was so hurt.
And
I was so
where-
hurt.
yeah,
And like she ain't apologized to say, I'm so sorry, I
couldn't
can't
accommodate
do it.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
She just didn't acknowledge me. She looked in my face and she roared around. And this woman, I see in her face so clear today. I wish I remember her name so I could call your name.
Oh wow.
No, I wouldn't have do that. I
But-
wouldn't have called your name. But oh, that was terrible service.
Because sometimes, like you said, sometimes you can't accommodate you
Right.
cannot accommodate the
Right.
customer.
And all she had to do was say that.
Just
say that.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could have, but there's nothing we could
Right.
have done. But it's just so bad that people don't really care.
Right.
And if it doesn't affect my salary, and and it's the basic. It's not really when it's 5. You get off 5 o'clock and the person comes in 5 o'clock.
Right.
That you're asking them to go beyond their work hours. A lot of times you're just asking
Supposed
them
to
to
do
their
your job.
basic
Just
job.
do your job.
you
And do it
know?
with a smile.
And do it with a smile. Sometimes I don't care if you smile. Just do the job
Oh,
that you're
sometimes
paid.
I
to
care.
do.
Because
The
don't
smile
talk to me now.
makes it-
I mean, I say smile, I mean pleasant
Yes,
attitude.
the
Because you don't
pleasant
have to
attitude makes a
physically
difference,
smile, but don't carry around like you're doing me a favor.
Yes.
My money in my pocket, you want this, and
Mhm.
and I have to beg you to take my money, or I have to lotion you to take my money,
Mhm.
and other businesses out there.
Exactly.
See, I'm wondering if these business owners actually know.
They do
that-
not. They do not, because I've been in many places where when the manager is the owner is there, the attitude of the workers totally different. It's totally different when the owner is there. A lot of business owners don't know what is happening.
And that's how, again, we come back to this. You have to let the customer, you have to
Yes.
speak up, say something to those who can do something about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So, but in my job, I've heard customers say how some of my coworkers speak to them.
Mhm.
And I could not believe that they actually, that my coworker would actually say that to a customer. I say, but they ain't scared of their job, eh? I say, welcome to Let's Talk, caller, you're live.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
I wanted to just comment on why I think customer service is so bad. Listening to y'all, right? I agree with everything that y'all are saying, all the different reasons, but I feel like we don't stick to our anger.
Yes.
We don't stick to what we say we're gonna do. We'd be so mad that day we'd go tell all of Sally, Susie, and Paul them. But the minute we reach home, we don't forget about it.
Mhm. Yes.
We forget before we go back to the business to go support them again. We forgot the,
Yes.
and I just feel like if we stick to it and more people, because the more people, the bigger impact
Yes.
on what we might get back.
Yes.
And I just feel like we just need to remember,
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, caller. I really agree with you. Yes. You feel it, right?
A passion just came through the phone, but yeah, I agree. She is so right.
Yeah.
Because once we blow off steam and we get happy again, then
Forget all about that.
you back there. Don't let that place be closed.
Go right back.
All the way down.
Valerio.
But yeah, with the, because it's $100 cheaper.
That's right.
But yes, and they're
Yeah,
going to
they're
continue doing. We have to stick with it, and we have to sacrifice.
That's it.
We
You
have
don't know how
to
to
sacrifice. We don't know
sacrifice,
because
really like
we're
doing
people
this.
of comfort.
Yeah.
We are people. We hate to be uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes. So we'll
Yes.
take that little loss just for the. Welcome to Let's Talk, caller. You're live.
I wanted to ask you guys a question so that you could address it. How much of customer service do you think is really based on the personal work ethic of the person serving you, as opposed to the environment? For example, how we say the leadership will trickle down, or
Mhm.
however, the establishment treats their customers, that's how, however the owners treat the customers, that's how the employees or the managers, supervisors will treat the customers. How do you feel that is as it relates to an individual who may just go out of their way because that's their work ethic? And I'll hang up.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Oops. Sorry, caller. I didn't realize you were still saying something. But thank you. That's very good.
Very
good question.
interesting.
Very
Yes.
interesting. I believe if the customer, sorry,
The employee.
if the employee just has it in them, they, no matter what, they can give good customer service, no
Yes.
matter how the business is,
Mhm.
because that's just in them.
Mhm.
And then I also believe that the employees will treat the customers the way they see the leadership treat them.
Yes.
I think it's
Absolutely.
both. I
Yes.
think it's both. So
Yes, it's hard to put a percentage on it because
Right.
who you are, like you're saying, Jason, who you are will come out wherever you are, because the old adage that goes, wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So that will definitely come out. But definitely the leadership creates the environment in that place. And however the leadership treats other people, you will get away with treating other people
Yes.
that way. So it's easy for somebody who is already lousy and has poor work ethic to fall into that
Yes.
trap and continue doing that,
Comfortable with
because
Mhm.
he can easily say, well, boss, that's how I see you do it.
Right. Right.
So that's easy to do. But and you look at it in another, when you look at in another way, where why we have so many poor persons in government treating people so poorly, because it's so hard for them to be fired. And so that has a lot to do with it too, because them being held accountable is pretty rare. So when you're not being held accountable by anyone, you can get away with certain things or when whoever you're being held accountable by has a low standard, just as low as yours, then it's just as bad. You can get away with that. And that's
Yes.
why so many government employees get away with it
Yes.
because
Very
no
true.
one has any higher expectation of them. They're not being held accountable. And by the time the paper trail gets to where it needs to be, they're already retired.
Yeah, and that's so sad. And government workers have such a poor rep because they're known for slacking off and known for just not caring, because like you say, it's so hard for them to lose their job. There's
Right.
nothing at stake for them
Mhm.
because they're always covered. We got hotlines today. Welcome to Let's Talk All of Your Life.
Yes, I'd like to make two things to it. And I hear you guys talking about persons, who receive bad service. But a lot of times, us as black persons, ethnicities from our group of people, we tend to not, even if we get good service, reward that a lot of times. And I think as a result of that, that repeat and action, we bring it on ourselves a lot of times because people see us and they say, "Oh, they're not gonna get." And you often treated with the attitude that, "Oh, they're not gonna get." But occasionally, when you come across that person, when you sit on the table, and that person, even though they don't expect it, treating you with respect, they're giving you that in-one service. I think we should come out with this. I thought one-on-one, and when I was in the U.S., I sat down in a shenanigan, and it was a unique experience because it was both. First of all, we weren't too many. There wasn't too many of us there, and I'm gonna
Skin color.
I figured.
and sitting in there, this one guy, he had a visible table. He didn't show any indifference, and he sat us down, and he gave service, and what he didn't provide us in service, he made sure somebody else was there. And at the end of the night, why I say he did not expect anything, even though he was given the service, because at the end of the night, after we paid the check, I put an additional tip on top of the pay, because they have like this range of payment saying what you should pay them.
Right.
So I paid on top of that because of the excellent service that he gave. And as a result, this young man came over and he reintroduced himself and shook my hand. It was a young white guy.
Mhm.
And he shook my hand, a black guy, because I guess he was not expecting that. That's what I got from that. He was not expecting that. But I tried to go and I try to reward good service. And I know how people tend to be, whether they get it or not. We don't tip. So how do you deal with that? We come from a culture where, well, I tip them. Or if you tip very little on these things.
Yes.
Cheap.
And I
We
think
cheap.
that's why
Yeah.
gratuity, yes, I think that's why the gratuity should stay in place, but it should be an option, for my
Well,
opinion.
Once it's an
So
option,
tell me what you think about that.
Okay, thanks, caller. Appreciate your call. Call
Yes.
back anytime.
yes.
I do not agree with the automatic gratuity. It should be service-based, whether we tip or not. I agree with what he's saying. I agree with most of what he was saying.
Mhm.
We as a people, we don't like to tip.
Yes.
I've seen it
Mhm.
when I go out with people, like they don't like to come up off their dollars.
Yes.
Me, I believe in tipping.
Me
My
too.
mom came up in the
I was
service
in the
industry.
service industry. That's why tipping is so important to me. I
Right.
tip I don't leave the gas station. I tip everywhere I
But
go.
I don't tip everywhere.
I tip. I just think
Tip something.
that no, I do because I was in and I know how it feels. And
Yeah.
I do agree that we should reward very good service.
Mhm.
It's just that it's a catch-22 because you're supposed to get good service.
Right. Whether you tip or not.
Yeah, you're supposed to
given.
get it. It shouldn't be where, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, I have to tip. Yes, tip, but every experience you have should be a good one.
Right. And
When
Like
people
you
go
said-
beyond, then
No,
yeah, you
no,
go
no,
beyond.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
there's
different.
good service and then there's excellent and
Mhm.
above and beyond service. Now that definitely
Yes.
that should be tipped.
Mhm.
That should now
Yes.
you don't expect that because
Right.
there's good customer service and that's what you expect. But when
Right.
they go above and beyond that, that's not common.
That's exemplary. So
Right,
you give exemplary
exact-
treatment.
right.
What we're talking about here is
That's
it's
good
just good
service.
service.
That's good service.
We just the basic.
Right.
No polish, no
Right.
extra, just basic good service.
I had 2 experiences. Recently were just blow my mind.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I were out on an anniversary dinner in the States, in the US. I forget what the place called. Anthony's, I think it was called.
Mhm.
And listen, that waiter was he was so there, top tier. He blew our mind and he suggested stuff for us to eat. And then when we got it, before he said, okay, you may not have to get this much because that's such big portions. And I mean, he held our hand straight to
Mm-hmm.
and then he adjusted it so that the bill was almost nothing compared to what we expected to pay. That fella got a tip that night. He got a hike. He went on smiling that
He
night.
got the restaurant paid.
Yeah.
Hey, that was supposed to be
Yeah,
cash
exactly.
registered as well.
That's right. So whatever he did, he gave us service.
Mm.
He put a smile on our face. Tell
Mhm.
after we left, that's all we were talking about
Mhm.
that night when we left the
Yes.
restaurant. We couldn't believe it.
Mhm.
And then most recently, I was in Atlantis. And was it Atlantis? Yeah, and we had dinner. This young man, Bahamian.
Mhm.
See, because the first one was foreign. This one was Bahamian. This fella was excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
We tipped him. And when we left, I still felt like we didn't tip him enough. So basically, we contemplated, we was talking it over. I said, man, I think we should give more.
Oh
So
dear.
we send more money back to the fellow.
Okay.
That's how good he was.
That's
And
good.
then his experiences like that, what makes life worth living. That's
Mhm.
what memories are made of. We want your life to be filled with those, not those old bad one, but old thing. What you want? Welcome to so and so.
Mhm.
What you want?
Mhm. We ain't
What
got,
you want?
we ain't got none of that.
When you go, I don't know. And, yeah, come get this record. This fella over here. You hear what he say? Man, look here, come on, man. You don't want to be up. Listen,
It couldn't have been that bad. You're exaggerating it. No. can't
you really think so?
Wow.
Yeah, listen.
Mhm.
Some of them.
No.
What somebody told me? They went to a fast food joint again. Welcome to so and so. So the person said, "Good morning. What do you want?" "Good morning. What's your order?" I said, "Good morning."
Oh dear. Really?
Morning.
Wow. And then they did what? Continue to
So
order?
they ordered. Listen. So they ordered. The person continued to order. Give them an order. Then they pull up when they get there. I just want to let you know your attitude is very stink. So the manager was there. So the manager saw, but she assumed that's the manager because the voice, what the voice was wearing. She said, "Yes, her attitude is very stink. If she don't want to be to work, she don't need to be here
Mhm.
and drive off."
Hmm.
So she said
Yeah.
she only continued to order because
Mhm.
she wanted to
wanted
drive
to
off.
see, yes.
She wanted to see.
Yes. Okay.
Because if she
Makes
canceled the
sense.
order, then,
Mhm.
they're going to say that.
Yeah. But because you know what real companies who are interested in customer service do, you know what they do. If if employees are not in the state of mind to be pleasant, they let them take a day off with pay.
Go to the back.
Stay home. We will
Catch yourself.
pay you to stay home instead of you come to work and cost us.
Right.
You know, and that's
cost us
that's
customers.
what
That's right.
exactly. That's what needs. I mean, I'm not sure if that needs to happen, but
No,
the-
just keep it moving with the
our
customers.
people just need to be trained.
Yes, and not just that. Everybody needs to be trained because we
Mhm.
need to know as a public,
Mhm.
we need to know how to act
Absolutely.
on the job and off the job.
But
We
then-
need to
but
treat
then-
each other,
But if
especially on the job.
we follow the basic rule, you treat other people how you want to be treated. Then it
Yes.
doesn't matter whether you were trained or not. I
Exactly.
think you can pull it off.
And Cheryl,
That's just the basic.
but I guess we're going to be wrapping up now, right?
Mhm.
So I'll give you.
You just tell me you're going to be wrapping up now and expect me to wrap
Okay,
up.
well, guess what?
Yeah.
I can let you end it. So, Cheryl, you said it. We need to let them feel it. We need to join together. We got to
Mhm.
stop complaining in our corners. You
Mhm.
get bad service. No, you might not have to go on Facebook and blast them because you give the business the time to fix it.
Mhm.
And then if they don't
Yeah.
fix it after you then complain to them,
Then
then
go.
you go on public. But we have to say something. I can't sit down and hear Cheryl and complain about bad service they get. And Cheryl ain't got no stake in that place. Me not just gonna be here sitting down talking.
Exactly.
So go to that establishment and find out who's in charge. I'm a proponent of sending emails because they can't say
They never got it.
right. Because you talk to them and say, "Oh, me and you ain't never talked." Send your email, write it in, and address it to who it needs to address.
Yes.
You keep a copy and let them know. Because once you do that, now you have proof to carry to either Facebook or the newspapers. I wrote them and they never responded.
Right.
So we need to find ways to get this thing under control and hit them in their pocket.
Absolutely.
Hit them
Yes.
in their pocket. You won't see any change from anybody. Hit them in the pocket. Politicians included. Hit them in their pocket. Mess with a person money and you will see how quick they can change. So that's my 2 cents on customer service.
Yes. Yes. I think we're all customers, and even persons who are in the customer service business, you are customers in other places because you don't supply everything that you need. So you still have to be a customer somewhere else. And I think we all ought to treat other people how we want to be treated. But outside of that, businesses, if you are serving people, train your people.
Yes.
Take nothing for granted.
Yes.
And because as Bahamians, it's our culture to be people of comfort. We would rather, if you're close, if your price is good, we're going to continue coming there. We're going to grumble and complain to our friends, but we're going to continue coming there. And you know that. Why you don't care how we are treated and you don't care how we feel. But we're going to start taking a stance. Well, it'll probably just be me and Jason to start with and a few callers, but we're going to start taking a stance that we refuse to take bad treatment. It doesn't matter where we go. We will be letting managers know that we're not taking it. And so expect to hear from us. And the few people who are doing it right, we call some names tonight.
Yes.
The few of you who are doing it right, continue to do a great job. Because, those of us who have to come into places, patronized places, those are the only places that we go to get good customer service. All right. And so we are just happy to discuss this. We wish we had more comments and callers, but thank you once again for sharing your Tuesday evening with us. And we can't wait to see you again next week where we'll talk again.
Next week, we can bring up this gratuity. We ain't get to touch it. I won't touch that.
Okay.
So next week. So folks, join us for next week. We're glad to hear. Callers, we thank you. Viewers, we thank you. I'll see you again next time on Let's Talk.